What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the OG Sports Show. It's your boy Chuck.
Slow motion.
And B.
We appreciate y'all joining us once again. What week are we in, fellas? This week 3? Week 4?
Yeah, I think third.
Three?
Third.
Something like that.
Week three.
If you're returning from week 1 and week 2, we appreciate you. We love you. Welcome back. If you're new to us, we appreciate you as well. Welcome. So, how y'all week went, man? Everybody doing good?
Yeah, pretty good. Holidays was good. Got through that. Now ready for the big holiday.
Spent too much money. I took out $200 in cash, which to some of y'all, $200 may not mean shit, but that shit was gone in one store.
Man, you got 4 kids.
I
You
mean,
weren't
I
crying about
understand,
$200 in cash?
I mean, you're right. It was $200 in Marshalls, though, but still, man.
Hey, man, you did good, though. You get something for all 4 of them?
No!
Oh, well, that's pretty bad.
No!
Okay.
Evan still got, my oldest got to get some shoes. Ro got to get some shoes. Charlotte got to get shoes. Got to get clothes for Evan. But everything else, as far as all their gifts, are pretty much ordered.
Bro, to be honest with you, you can't be crying because they little. Like,
I mean,
yours are.
No, it's a fucking Ben 10 watch, tablets.
And I'm tell you right now, they're gonna play with it for a month and not gonna touch it again.
I already know.
But you could holler at me when they all teenagers and they all gonna want to get the same shoes. That's probably at that time gonna be $300 a piece.
We going to the outlet.
Yeah.
Getting them in. Let's go to the outlet.
All right, man. We ain't gonna bore them that too much with all these kid conversations. Y'all ready to get into what the lick read?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
What did Lick read for week 3? Controversy in Kissimmee, Florida, at the Pop Warner. You know, our old league.
Youth football.
Youth football. Pop Warner Championship. A coach from Savannah, Georgia, smacked the kid in the head, went down, and it went viral.
Whew.
Everybody on the Twitter world and internet world went crazy. Fella lost his job. Can't never coach again. And what you guys feel about that? Since we all been there as coaches.
We all have.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's been plenty of kids we've had, especially on that last team that we coached together, that we wanted to strangle. And when I first saw it, I was like, that's got to be his year. Like, there's no way that he would think it'd be okay for him to do that to someone else's child. But then I saw his apology video, and he said, the kid has, forgave him, and his parents have forgave him. So I was blown at that point. I was like, there's no way that a father stood on the sideline or in the stands and watched another grown man slap his child to the ground and then run out there and do something to him.
Bro, I'm in jail. I'm in jail. I don't care what my child did. I don't care what my son did on the football field to make you feel like you can walk up and slap him in the head twice.
Right.
Very hard. Like, I'm going to the car. I'm getting my pistol, and I'm probably going. I'm going to jail.
Before I'm sorry, Slow. Before you even get your point in, I got to tell y'all, I was in a similar situation. Okay, I was coaching with this dude when my oldest son was 8 years old. You came out and watched one of his games out there in Hernando when he played with the blue and white team or whatever. So one of our games, at that age, 8 and 9, they allow coach to be on the field. So I was always the coach on defense. The dude I was coaching was the coach on offense. Chris played both ways. He's a running back, and he's a corner or outside linebacker on the team. So I'm on the sideline watching him. He's taking a timeout, and it's a tight game. You know what I'm saying? My son is super competitive. Like, he wants to win at all costs. If somebody's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, he's getting on them. That's how he was when he was small, especially playing football. So I see the coach trying to get them all together, and I see Chris. I can tell he's talking. The coach is, trying to get something going or whatever. I can't remember exactly what he was doing, but I saw him look up and shove Chris by the shoulder. So I'm immediately on the inside, I'm boiling, but I don't react at all. So after he comes to the sideline, he's trying to tell me what went on. I said, hold on, man. I said, I don't know what Chris said to you, but I saw how you reacted to him. I said, if you ever put your hands on my son again, I'll kill you out here. And I wasn't even looking at him when I said it. He was standing right here, and I was still looking on the field, so no parents could be able to react and see me react. And I was like this, and I'm talking as I'm looking on the field because they getting ready to do a kick. I think it was special teams at that point. I wasn't on the field, so I said, "Man, if you ever put your hands on my son again, I will kill you." And I meant every word of it. So that's why I don't understand how
Somebody didn't run out on that field, and
I don't get it.
it should have been a brawl. The cops should have come.
I don't
Well,
The rest of the game should have been suspended for the rest of that day.
that's why my viewpoint on it, and may be controversial and everything. Not to say that he was right for doing it or nothing.
Right.
But your point, why nothing happened? That's hood football.
Yeah,
That's hood football.
you're right.
That's all of us that came up when we were younger got slapped across the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
And if you notice, when he slapped the kids didn't react like, "Oh my God!" They was like,
They had seen it before.
"Yo,
Yeah.
this is your turn today." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know how it is in the hood. Unfortunately, this is, and I don't want nobody to twist what I'm saying and say that the dude did anything right.
Right.
But unfortunately, that's the way it is. This guy got them to the championship, and parents will accept everything when you're winning.
Sure will. You're right about that.
When
Yeah.
you're winning, we all coached in Pop Warner. It's hard to get to that level to get to Kissimmee. You got to go through this, and that.
Oh, yeah.
They got there at Kissimmee, and that wasn't the dude first time.
Oh, no.
He just got caught on camera and it went viral.
Oh no. Now I've had a number of coaches over my time just say all kinds of shit to me and other players, and I'm just like, man, bro, we are 10. Like, we don't deserve this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had a coach that, at practice one day, the kid goes down, he's injured, or you always ask you, are you hurt or you injured? He's laying down. Everybody's standing over him trying to get him up. Coach walked up and said, "Hey man, roll that dead shit to the side so we can keep going."
But I know for me it's just throw the disclaimer out here that we're not neither one of us is condoning what the guy did.
No.
But just understanding like this is what you see when you have those programs that are inner city or majority black, and this is the mentality of some of the coaches who really sometimes don't know any better.
Right.
Because like you said, that wasn't his first time going off on
No.
the kids like that. Because those, like you said to the kids, they did not jump. They didn't flinch. They didn't move. Nobody came out of the stands to check him and do nothing.
Dad probably wasn't even around.
But you know what, though? You realize, though, if you pay attention to some of these other programs, I guess you could say, it's not necessarily a race thing. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It's more of a Southern thing, probably because they are so adamant about, like, a lot of these coaches live through these kids, and they
Right.
want to, I guess, somehow fulfill their lost hopes and dreams through these little kids, and they will do anything to win.
Bro, one of my favorite shows was Friday Night Tykes.
Yes.
I love that
I used
show.
to love that show.
I love that show.
Yeah.
I'm so mad at it. I was mad when they took it off. I love that show.
Well, Esquire Network went out, and then
Yeah.
They went to change the FYI.
Yeah.
But anyway, but that was because we all
We all
We
live
been
there.
there.
we've been
Yeah.
there, lived that, understood trying to get parent participation, understood trying to find players for the team, understand trying to find like all the stuff, funding, all the stuff that they went through on that show. We understood, and we've even seen programs where the guy that was run like the guys out there hitting the kids,
right.
and is not right. And you definitely it's like some people do not need to be coaches
No.
in youth football. Because if you
Youth anything. Especially youth football, because it's a lot more intensity to it.
That
People don't
dude cracked
realize.
under the pressure. They was in the championship game.
Yeah.
This little boy, he probably told this little boy, "Hey, do not let this boy get outside. I told you what's gonna happen."
And he let him get outside.
we watched the film all week long. I told you don't let number 5 get to the corner. You let number 5 get to the corner.
And the problem is those coaches who say that can't accept a 9-year-old doing it anyway. And that's what I had to learn
Yeah,
early.
they're-
Like when we was coaching together,
they're
we
kids.
had 13-year-old kids, and they
Yeah.
did dumb stuff. I never forget though when I was in Tennessee for 5 years, my son wanted to play. He was 6 years old, but he didn't want to play for the coach that picked him in the draft. So the dude was like, "Well, the only way that he can play anywhere else is if you take a team and coach him, and then he can play for you." Fine, no problem. They was 5 and 6 year olds.
Oh,
Okay,
Lord.
I had 27 kids.
Tackle.
Yes, only 3 of them had football experience.
Yeah.
My son and 2 of the boys.
It's like wrangling cats,
Them
man.
kids
Daddy
was
daycare.
all over the place, bro. And yeah, we coached them all week long. We told them what to do on Saturday. Them kids gonna do what they want to do, man, and
do
they gonna
that in the
forget,
pros.
and it's gonna make mistakes. You can't lose your mind because your expectations of an 8-year-old is too high.
Too high.
You know what I'm saying?
You
I
can't.
said the little dude probably said something slick though.
I doubt it, man. The reason why he didn't say nothing slick because all them other kids had seen him get smacked and was like, oh well. There's no way he jumped out the window
He
and got
probably
slid.
said, "What I tell you to do?" I don't know.
You didn't tell me shit, coach. Kiss my ass. What?
I'm just tripping off of the little boy's mama didn't go out there and lose.
Nobody went out there.
I'm gonna tell you right now. My wife told me, she said, "I don't care if we winning or losing. I'm gonna be on that field, and if
Oh,
you're
my
if you're
God.
not there with me, then me and you gonna have a different conversation when we get home."
I can only imagine my wife. People cut her off and she loses her mind. I'd be in the car like, you don't know if this motherfucker got a gun right here. You just going off, got your hands all out the window, doing all
your
kind
wife
of
is from East St. Louis.
Yeah.
St. Louis, not East St. Louis.
If I'm a
I
gambling man,
can't
the
wait.
parents
I
weren't
can't wait
there.
for the boys to get into football so I can be there.
Well,
Yeah,
you
if
ain't
I'm a
wait till-
gambling man, the parents were not there. On a trip.
Trip to Orlando. You
Kissimmee.
right. From Georgia, from
And
Savannah.
you know how Pop Warner they run they those games through the week.
That probably might have put the battery in his back to show out like that because your mom and daddy ain't here.
Right.
So
Yeah, granddaddy right now. I don't know, man. It's just,
I'd
I
have
mean,
set that whole program on fire.
yeah, youth sports is, and being a coach or volunteer, or what, even just volunteering for an organization, it's tough. I had to coach my son in t-ball, 2 years ago. Man, let me tell you, that's another thing that's like wrangling cats. Because when you got a
Yeah.
bunch of 4 and 5 year olds trying to teach them how
That
to
could
hit,
care less
oh my
about a
God.
baseball game.
At all, man. But yeah, youth sports is not for everybody. And that guy, everything that happened to him should have happened to him. He lost his job with the county sheriff's office.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
he
I know
made
that. I saw that
huge
I saw Pop Warner banned him.
Yeah, they banned him. He can't coach. Of course, he can't coach no more. And he was I think it was a detention officer with
Yeah, something, yeah.
the sheriff's office up there. He lost his job. They put out a statement.
It's a
everything.
lesson learned, man. Things that you could get away with back when we were young and we were playing, you just can't do
No,
it
you
today.
can't.
You
You
can't do
different
it
level.
today.
You can't.
Different
You know what I'm
era.
saying? These parents are not tolerating stuff like that today. So you as a coach got to be able to adapt to the times.
Right.
And realize just because that's the way you came up and played don't mean you can teach that the same way at this level. I mean,
Right.
in this generation because it's not happening.
And the kids, man. And kids gonna make mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right. Kind of a slow throwaway day that we thought in college football yesterday, but there were
It was a throwaway, all right.
a couple upsets
For a few
last
teams.
night. Yeah. I mean, because if you look at it, the LSU Florida game was really unnecessary.
I was just getting ready to ask, do we want to jump on the Gators first and Miami second?
Well,
or
no, I
how we
wanna-
going to do this?
I want any,
I'm ready to jump on both of them.
I want any Duke fans out there to let you know. that do not come into Doak Campbell with that. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just
Ever.
kidding.
Yeah.
We gotta beat our chest. We won 3 games.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to do that. But
Well, man, I didn't get a chance to watch a lot of the Florida game because I was on the road yesterday with my son for baseball. But I got back to watch that the last minute or so. Right after old boy threw the shoe is when I came in because
I watched the whole game.
I was looking at my phone and I see it was a nail biter. So I'm like, oh shit, let me turn the game on and see what's going on. Right when old boy threw the shoe, I was like, LSU will still find a way to screw
Right.
it up. You know what I'm saying? And then when old boy kicked the 57-yard field, he
Man,
could
He
have
was booting them all night
he could have kicked it from 60 easy.
Yeah.
When he kicked that field
in the
goal,
fog.
yes, when he kicked that field goal,
I still thought Florida was gonna come back and at least tie it.
I did too.
Yeah.
But when I saw that at how I want to say how close, but how they didn't get so close. You know, I know they have arguably, I guess, the best kicker in college football, which I didn't know.
Right.
And he's pretty reliable. But when I think they only got to like the 41-yard line, so I'm like, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's foggy out here. It was a little chilly in
It was a
Gainesville.
57-yarder.
Yeah, because it was a little chilly in Daytona yesterday. So I'm like, it's not too far away. I saw the fog rolling in. I was like, this dude ain't guaranteed. And sure enough, they do it every time. Every time this kicker walks up to make a kick, he's made 90-something% of his kicks since he got to Florida. I'm like, he's going to miss. And he did. And then your boy Dan Mullen started crying again,
Right.
talking about, I guess we shouldn't have played, and maybe they would have picked us for the playoff. Bruh.
Man, look, I watched the game, and I knew something was up because LSU was They were hanging with him the whole
All
game.
night. Yeah.
The whole game. It wasn't like Florida pulled away. LSU had to come back. But
Right,
Florida was
right.
making mistakes on offense.
Yeah.
LSU was hanging with them all night long. And like we said earlier when we on the first couple of shows, Florida's defense is not that good.
No.
They're horrible, bro.
They're trash.
Not that good. You let a freshman quarterback come in and get loose.
But not just a freshman quarterback, but Brad Johnson.
Brad Johnson,
Son.
Florida State great.
How old
Buccaneer great.
How old do we feel now? Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl for our Buccaneers not that long ago, right? It was
2001.
2000.
Now we're watching his son play college football. But anyway, that's some OG shit for your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. But yeah, Florida, they man, I seen there's one video dude was on it was TikTok video, and but it was like, man, he
Was it
just-
old boy in the car?
Yeah, in the
Oh,
car.
the dude with the glasses. Oh my
So
God.
dejected. He said, I can't watch
so-
sports the
I
next
don't
day.
have
but
anything
I don't have
anymore.
anything. I don't have nothing else.
Yeah, my kids, they love me, but what else do I have?
You
I'm
arguably
like,
have
what?
the best offense in Florida
The
history.
greatest passer that we've ever had at Florida. I was like, hold on a second, buddy.
Now,
I don't
one
know
thing-
about
No,
that.
he is right.
One thing I got to give
The
back.
greatest?
Trash.
Number wise,
For
yes.
some reason, man, that dude get it there, and he get it there with precision.
Gets it.
Because
And
I
I'll-
thought for sure he was like.
I wasn't ready. I
Trash.
just wasn't ready to crown him the greatest quarterback in Florida history yet.
I don't know. his
He
deep-
hasn't
I
won any
can't say that, but
championships.
his deep ball, I mean, he throws a beautiful.
He hasn't
deep
won
ball.
because I guess he hasn't won any championships.
Right.
He
Yeah,
hasn't-
he hadn't done nothing
he
yet.
hadn't
not
done
gonna do
nothing.
anything.
But numbers wise, he's might be one. He's one of the best Florida quarterbacks ever.
Does he
He's in
win-
that conversation.
Does he win the Heisman after losing yesterday?
No.
That's
No.
sad.
Joe, I think.
Boy from
Jones
Bama
will get
gonna win.
it. But I
Yeah.
believe the receiver from Bama should be getting
He should.
that
Smith.
dude. Smith is
6, yeah. That catch the truth. We're getting off topic, ain't we?
Yeah.
What were we just talking
Yeah,
about?
Florida. But
no,
yeah,
we were on Florida. Let's stay on them, and then we can slowly transition
to the
U, baby.
okay, all right. But so the thing, I didn't even realize he threw the shoe. I'm like, why they got a penalty?
Well, they called a penalty on the wrong dude. Remember,
Right, they caught on 11, and it was
Yeah.
number 5.
Mhm.
Buddy tackled him, wrapped him up, and threw the shoe.
On third down. On
On
the stop
third
on
down,
third
they
down.
stopped- It was Ford stopped him. It
And
was down
Flex
for and
like,
Flex
yeah, I
like,
did.
yeah, get this shoe out of here.
I did it.
I did that shit. I know Dan Mullen was mad at him.
These young
mother.
boys
Man,
crazy,
what?
man. Some of the young boys are sick.
They
man.
are.
They
Lost. Some of them are lost. Truly. Truly.
Somebody said the old boy need to stay on social media for like a good year.
Man, I would never get back on.
Oh man, I
You know,
they-
people will never forget that. Dog. They
Never
will
forget that.
never forget that.
We had a chance to go play Bama and get our ass whooped in the SEC championship, and you throw it
They
away.
will never forget
They
that.
will
dog.
forget it if he pick off Mac Jones and run for the winning pick 6.
They still not going to care because even if they beat Alabama, they ain't going to the
They're
playoffs.
not going to they're not going to the championship.
Yeah, that's true.
They got 2 losses.
But
Alabama
they'll
can
take
lose.
the SEC.
Alabama can lose to Florida and they'll still make it.
That's true. But you know, Florida fans love SEC championship.
Yeah,
They love that like the
like cook food.
like the national championship. Like
I mean,
gambling
I as a Florida State fan, I don't feel bad talking about them because they did some stupid shit, but we can't really say shit, man.
No,
Like,
but
you
it still feels good.
We can say that neither one of us are playing for a championship this year.
Yeah, I mean, you're right about that. And
What else matters?
to move on to what I think you about to go to, ain't nobody run for over 500 yards on us
yeah.
Jesus,
A team that
Mary
we
and
beat,
Joseph.
We kept the 2 running backs in check
in check.
I couldn't believe.
with our defense.
I couldn't believe my eyes. And Miami, they did that, and they bust out they all black, like
Oh,
at
yeah.
home.
Bruh, this is
Well,
every
really,
year.
really ain't got no home. They borrow in the Dolphin Stadium, but I mean, they had they all black on, and it was a funeral for their defense anyway.
defense.
My
couldn't-
goodness,
The little midget quarterback couldn't work
like
his
wet
magic.
bread.
540 some
54
odd
554
combined
yards.
rushing yards from 2 people in one
700
game.
yards offense total.
I've only seen that maybe once in my life, and I did it to this dude on Madden one time in our league games. I did not pass.
And you didn't
the
believe it either.
I didn't pass the ball. I was like, oh, I'm really not gonna pass the ball on him, and and my running back had 500 yards.
Bruh.
Like that's some video game type shit to
Yeah.
where you have 2
It
people run for
was.
500 yards.
And it's like,
And then Sam Howell caught a touchdown pass.
Right.
One of the running backs threw a touchdown pass,
and he did the U.
and he did
Yeah. And they had a receiver over 100.
Y'all know that Michael Irvin was home, busting out his shirt,
Irvin-
watching that.
Michael Irvin was ready to do a line that night.
He already did one. He was ready to run through a wall, bro. He was probably standing outside the stadium when everybody was walking out.
He's ready to be there. He's ready to whoop some ass like
with a
the
little
coach.
residue, with a little residue on his nose and sweat running down the side of his
He's
head.
ready to hit somebody in the head like the coach hit somebody. Like,
You know whose tweet I was waiting on?
Who that?
Uncle Luke.
Oh,
I went to his.
'cause it was gonna be full of
I went to his
grammatical
thread.
errors, and it wasn't gonna make any
He have
sense.
nothing to say.
You can't, ain't really too much you can say after somebody runs, after they just run it down your throat like you, ain't nothing you can say.
I started tweeting him and said, "You need a defensive coordinator."
But
You know how you put that
Manny's
offense
a defensive coach. They say he was actually Mac Brown's. He was a coordinator when Mac was at Texas.
Yeah. But
So Mac was like, I know what you're gonna do.
That's just one of them games, man. Like
when I was watching it, I said, "Man, these dudes got to be over 200." And then when they flashed up, dude had 300. I was like,
it was like what 250 in the first half.
That's just crazy.
they was running up and down.
Man, like
with
that.
the same zone trap. It was, it was
Outside
gaping. You
stretch,
could drive a
inside
car
zone.
through those holes. It was ridiculous.
That's crazy.
And then they were in this third level, like they were 50 and 60 yards downfield, man, just chasing these dudes, man.
It was bad, man.
I'm like, geez, man. I forgot what I was watching Florida State. I was watching Florida State, and I'm looking
Yeah,
at
'cause they were on the same
right.
time.
I'm looking at the tick. I'm like, damn, it's 24 to. The score just kept creeping up.
Yeah.
I'm like, God. Ugh. Okay, Sam Howell must be going off. Have a good night. Look at the stats. No, he's not doing nothing.
He's handing that thing off.
And watch it.
And watch it. I'm like, and then he. Man,
It was bad for him.
that's just one of them games where every team pretty much has them, man, except for Alabama, maybe Clemson, to where for some reason you just in recent history they decided to just shit the bed.
Yeah.
It happens every year. It's gonna happen to. I'm curious to see if it's gonna happen to Notre Dame. We don't get too much into, the full life of college football, but I know that Notre Dame never lets me down. They always choke at the end, and I think they can. They're another one that they could lose to Clemson in the
they'll
ACC
keep them in
championship,
there,
and
yeah.
they'll stay in.
They'll keep them in there.
So
With Florida being out, so basically that Alabama, Notre Dame, and Clemson, because Notre Dame would have one loss, Clemson would have one loss, and then Ohio State, they're gonna let Ohio State slide their ass on up there.
as long as they
with
beat,
four
as long
games.
as they beat Northwestern, which they should. But what I'm
Yeah,
saying is Alabama and Notre Dame, they can still afford to lose their championship games and
Right.
still make it.
Right.
Clemson can't afford to lose. Clemson loses, they're out.
No, Clemson loses, they're out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it, man.
How many games Ohio State played?
6.
4, 5?
Six.
Yeah.
They-
No, they played. This will be. I think they played 5, wasn't it? Because that
5
was a
or
big
6.
thing.
They
They said they had to play 6
They
to
had
be
to
able
play
to make
6,
it.
but they amended the rules so they can get in.
Yeah.
So they can get
So they can get to
the get to the playoffs.
Yeah, because nobody was going to want to see. Well, even if Northwestern went on to win the championship, they're not
No.
representing. They need that money
Right.
to come in that championship series. Because if Ohio State's not there, they lose a chunk of money. Because those fans travel, boy. They travel, and they will go anywhere to see their team. And no one is going to want to watch anybody play Northwestern or Cincinnati or
Right.
wherever else they're going to put in there in their place.
And that's why they really want Notre Dame too, because
Yeah.
Notre Dame is
They bring money too.
Notre Dame, Wisconsin, Ohio State, Dallas fans,
Yeah. Michigan.
Michigan fans.
Yeah.
Ideally, they would love to have
Florida. Gators.
They would love to have Notre Dame, Alabama, Clemson, and Ohio State.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen because unless the only way it happens is if Clemson beats Notre
Clemson
Dame.
got to win.
Clemson beats Notre Dame, then they can have the four top programs right now, in this year to be able to get in and still generate as much money as possible. If Clemson loses,
You know who slides in that spot?
some lame duck gonna
Jimbo
sign that spot.
Fisher.
Yeah,
Texas A&M.
yeah, and they're gonna go in there and get whooped.
because they don't have to play in the SEC championship.
No.
Right. They got the best chance. They should be rooting for Notre Dame to beat Clemson right now. Because that's the only chance that Clemson stays out.
I don't know, man. I know Jimbo is our nemesis, but Jimbo got him a pretty decent team over there.
Jimbo can coach, man. I would
Jimbo
never
can
take that away
coach.
from him.
Jimbo can recruit.
Yes.
He's proven that.
Yeah.
Those 2 running backs he got, them boys. And we know how Jimbo like to throw it around.
Right.
Yeah.
He's actually letting his strength go with it. Because Kellen
You think
Mond
about
is
he don't
not a
have
great
yeah.
passer.
Kellen Mond's not Jameis Winston,
Yeah.
so
Let him have him a Jameis Winston or somebody he felt
That
like
could throw it.
could pass it around.
it'd have been
Right.
2013 all over
Right,
again.
all over
throwing that thing all over the place.
And don't have to. You got 2 great dynamic backs in the backfield.
Yeah.
And you can just hand it off.
For
You
sure.
could run 500 yards like North Carolina.
All right. Today NFL, nothing really major. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers pulled it out over the Vikings.
Kind of solidified that playoff spot.
Yeah,
Did it?
Not solidified, but they're in a good
they're in a
season.
good drive
Oh.
because they got.
Because their schedule the rest of the way is kind of
If they lose these last 3 games, then
yeah.
Something
Tom
definitely
Brady
wrong.
need to take his ass on somewhere.
the only shocker today was Philly beating New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints could have clinched.
Was it really a shocker though? I mean, if Drew Brees was the quarterback, it would
No.
be a shocker.
But you still would give the edge to the Saints because of their defense and playing a rookie quarterback.
I guess, but I mean, the Saints got a rookie quarterback in my opinion too that don't belong
Yeah,
there. So
that's true.
I mean, he winning though.
yeah,
You know, he
they're
won the
winning.
game.
I wouldn't say he's responsible for the winning going on.
Damn, Taysom Hill can't get no love, man.
Man, damn Taysom Hill, man.
That man's out there doing his best.
He need a finger in the ground. That's what he need to be doing. He need to be playing tight end or running back somewhere.
Y'all want to turn
Or
to
fullback. I
y'all
don't even
want-
want to disgrace pass running backs by saying he could be a running back, maybe a fullback.
He could though.
Just a quick question, you guys. Just how you feel. If you were coming out, if you were top prospect coming out of the NFL, who would you want to play for? The Jaguars?
coming
or
into
the
co-
Jets?
coming out of
Coming
college?
out of college, yeah.
Jaguars or the Jets?
I gotta base it off of wow. Let me stop because I don't even know if I can even do that.
Adam Gase still coaching the Jets?
I'm pretty sure he won't be.
He's fired.
And
if they
Moreau
fire
won't
him-
be probably with the Jaguars either. So you go coming in with 2
Dog,
new head coaches.
Jacksonville is hot as hell.
And it's one of the ugliest cities in the United States.
I mean, just horrible.
They got some hoes though.
Yeah,
I mean, I love my.
I wouldn't trust
there's plenty of people in Duval I love.
they run
but-
up in your house in Jacksonville.
Yeah, but I just can't. I couldn't. If I got to pick between New York, living in New York, or living in Jacksonville, I'm probably gonna live in
Jersey.
New York. Yeah.
You live in Jersey.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably want to go to New York just for the simple fact it's New York, and if you could turn shit around there.
But the media's gonna be all over you.
I
Look,
wouldn't care.
Eli was mediocre for what 10 years, 15 years of his career,
And it's gonna get him to the Hall of
and
Fame.
gonna get him to the Hall of Fame. You get to New York, you get to the Jets, you make it to the playoffs consistently 4-5 years in a row. You ain't got to do shit.
But you're not with the Jets.
You get, I mean, but see, that's the thing with the Jets though. They could turn things around. You get the right coach in there. They got draft picks. It's a rebuilding process for
Yeah.
sure with the
I
Jets.
see. There's some push for. I forgot who it was. I don't want to say it was Damian Wood. He was pushing for them to hire Marvin Lewis.
Marvin, no.
You don't think so?
man.
You're not feeling that?
I'm not. No,
Marvin done been out the game, what, 5 years now?
He's at Arizona
He's
State.
in Arizona State
with Herm.
He coaching
But I'm
with
saying
Herm.
out the NFL.
Yeah.
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 No, I mean, I feel like you
What
got.
if he got a good young offensive mind to be his coordinator?
Eric Bieniemy, give him a shot.
Yeah,
See, if
I
I was
mean,
there being, I couldn't take that job, man.
no, that's setting him up. You're not gonna give me You're not gonna finally give me a job and
I gotta
send me
go
to New
here?
York. I'd rather. If I was Eric Bieniemy, I'd rather go to Jacksonville and go.
So what if the Bucks win the Super Bowl and Byron Leftwich?
there. You really think they're gonna give him? They will give him an opportunity to be a head coach?
Maybe.
I don't even halfway believe he's calling the plays right now.
Right. Well,
So no, to me, it would be a slap in everybody's face. Every black defensive coordinator assistant, if Eric Bieniemy is not somebody's head coach next year, it'd be a slap in everybody's face.
It is. And
Because what more does he have to do?
well,
What more
his-
does he got to do?
His thing is the same situation with what you were saying with Leftwich. Eric Bieniemy is a good young coach, but he still has that stigma. You're running
Andy Reid's offense.
Andy Reid's offense. Same with Leftwich. You're running, you're just a cook. We already got the recipes. Follow the recipe.
Right, but somebody's
Cook the
got
food.
to call those sequence of plays
Right.
to make them successful. In my opinion, Eric Bieniemy should have been one
Last year.
when you got quarterback coaches getting head coaching gigs that they've never coached
Special
before.
team coaches, Joe Judge.
Getting head coaching gigs when they've never coached. They were never even a coordinator before.
I did see somewhere where they said he was he's a lead candidate for the Texans job.
Oh, don't go there either.
I mean, they don't have.
Well, you got Deshaun Watson.
You got Deshaun Watson. They just don't. The Texans.
My concern is their front office. It's never the team. It's the
Yeah,
front office.
yeah, 'cause
Well, you don't have Bill O'Brien anymore. So he's
True.
not in the overriding, and they don't. But the thing with them is they don't really have any assets. Like they don't have draft picks. They traded all these
No, they
draft
gave
picks
them
to
away.
the Dolphins and all that. So they don't really have much to build around. So it's going to be a good 2 years before you get in and start doing something. Unless they're just going to go in and just start spending money on.
But
free
if he gets the job, I'm quite sure that's going to interest a lot of offensive talent, free agent talent. You know what I'm saying?
Come down.
It'll take him a while to build it within the draft, but he'll get somebody that's going to want to come to him.
I mean, you got Deshaun. You got the quarterback.
Right.
You got a quarterback.
Well, I know if he married, you better not take that Atlanta job. You may not be married.
Oh, man.
Oh my God! Stop!
I mean, he's right.
Stop! Just stop, man. You're right. You're absolutely right. You're right. And
If anybody knows, slow motion knows.
slow motion
Where they
knows with the IG himself. He knows. Don't take the letter job if you're
Don't
married.
take that Atlanta job. You happily married. You know, just. Say
I mean,
no,
he might
sir.
be a strong-willed brother. You never know.
That's true.
Here you go from flower branch
To my Kansas
to the
City.
house.
That's it.
Speed.
Back to
That's
flower
it.
branch.
You
back
can't
to
even
the house.
stop at the gas station.
You go to Papa Do's.
And I've been
No.
I've been to their down the street from their facility at a high school over there, and
That's right. It's a kind of a big high school over there, right?
yeah,
yeah.
and they're the Falcons.
Yeah.
My son played it this summer, but yeah, their facility's like in the middle of nowhere, kind of. You just get there, get right back to the house. Don't stop at CVS. Don't stop. Get there, go right to the house.
He might need to,
Stop at CVS.
Don't
might
stop
need to
nowhere.
build him a home on the
Right on the-
complex.
Hey Arthur, man, can I
Don't-
get about 2 acres over here?
Don't go nowhere.
Don't go nowhere. Dang, man.
Go straight to the game.
Yeah, and back.
I mean, he's got. Well, okay.
That's probably what she
I'm
gonna
not-
tell him anyway.
Ain't even gonna go there. I ain't gonna go there. I mean, my sister tell me all the time, you better be careful when you're out here. I'm like, why are you telling me that? They out here. I'm like, who is they?
She not lying. That's why I stay to myself. Keep my wife right.
Sir, please. I'm a married man. All right, let's get into what you own. And in this section, we get into some music. Which one of y'all want to kick us off this week?
I always go first. So.
Y'all go first. Slow. What you own this week? What you listening to?
The classic album of all time.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a big statement.
I mean, you said.
Yeah, I was lying in that. But this is the classic of all time.
Okay.
1983.
So we're going back
Way back.
I was 7.
1983.
to maybe some of these people weren't even born.
Yeah,
Exactly.
My producer to be exact.
Okay. All right.
It is Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Thriller.
Well,
One
you
of
know,
the greatest albums of all.
One of.
you might be right this
Time.
time. You might
One
be right
of.
this
I
time.
give you that. I give you that.
It's hard. I mean, it's hard to argue.
By the greatest entertainer of all time.
You think Beyonce gonna catch him? That's a whole other conversation.
No.
But man, yeah, man, I used to listen to Thriller. My parents had bought me and my sister this. We were closest in age. We had this little red. No, it was a little blue and white little record player. Of course, we had the record at the time, and we used to wipe the little dust off the little needle every now and again, and put that Thriller
Old
on.
days.
And we would listen to it every day. And I used to get mad at her all the time because we used to always sing "The Girl Is Mine." I could never be Michael Jackson. I always had to be Paul McCartney. I don't want to be Paul McCartney. Who the hell wants to be Paul McCartney on this song? But she never let me be Michael Jackson on "The Girl Is Mine."
And, that's when you got the lyrics with the
Oh,
album.
man.
It was the greatest. It was the time when that era when Michael Jackson was the king.
He was the first black person I saw on MTV.
He was. That's a fact.
Yeah. I think after them was Run DMC, and that's only because they had Aerosmith in the video with them.
And because it was a documentary I was watching about MTV,
Mm-hmm.
and MTV wanted Beat It because it had the guitar riffs.
Yeah.
They sent them Billie Jean. They messed their head up. And it was like, oh,
Okay.
now you getting this song.
Yeah. That album cover though is that's classic. Like you
legendary.
see that, you know, oh, that's Thriller.
That's
It's legendary.
anytime somebody laying down on the album cover, that album got to be fire.
And
It's
open
gotta
it
be
up,
fire.
and he's laying down with a baby tiger.
Tiger.
Baby white tiger.
Girl swinging. I remember when they released the video for Thriller. That was like an event.
I was scared.
I was
was a
scared too.
countdown.
I was scared of that
I
video.
will never forget.
That video had
watching
me
it.
scared.
I had my coat over my head when I was watching it because I was really scared.
I was scared too. I thought I was the only one.
No, I was scared, bro.
Because when he in the theater and he turned in his eye, he got them cat eyes.
when
Vincent Price.
when
hit the-
when Ola Ray turned around and was distracted and then
Ola
turned
Ray.
back around and Mike was all wooled out and shit with the red on. I was scared. Like I thought
Yeah.
Ola, who I loved at the time, was gonna die. I thought
Wow.
I thought it was over for her.
You dead.
Y'all remember how fine Ola was walking down that
What?
street with Mike?
I would love to see what she looked like now.
When that song first kicked off and they walking down the street, leaving the movie theater, and
Yeah.
Ola
That
was
blue outfit?
man, Ola was walking, bro.
Walking.
You hear me?
Stalking and walking and walking and stalking.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that was a hell of an album, bro.
Hell of
It was
an
a
album.
Yeah,
of
well,
an album.
you didn't go wrong this time.
No, you didn't.
I don't know how many tracks on that, but like you said, you put the album, put the needle down, and let it
Just
ride.
let that thing ride, man. Let that thing ride.
What you got?
For me, it's a little bit different. I'm not going hip hop this time. I'm going, kind of going back to, my high school days, and this album my mom used to play all the time. This is when we had graduated from waking up on Saturday morning to Patti LaBelle and Al Jarreau, and folks, when we had to get up and clean up. We was beyond that stage, so she just played it every now and again just to get her to a certain place. But it was Sounds of Blackness, America to Africa, Journey of the Drum.
Dope album.
It don't matter. It doesn't matter what or who you worship or who you, pray to. Optimistic is a song that I feel like you could play every day and it'll never get old.
No.
Shit, ain't that the song Heather B play on the Sway Show? Whenever she hosting,
I think so.
and that's the first song she.
Yeah.
Bro, Be Optimistic is a song I can listen to every day. If you down, if you're not down, if you know what I'm saying, you just need some positivity in your life. Be Optimistic is the song that I would choose.
Sounds of Blackness.
Oh, is that Ola today?
Ola done fell off.
Go, get back off the Sounds of Blackness. Let me see Ola from she still got it now and,
Ola look like she need a
and
check.
can still get it.
Yeah.
Ola need a check, man.
Bad.
I might give Ola a little bit of money right now, depending on.
She get a 4
She can get a little something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just don't come around me, butt nigga. Don't pay that.
I mean, I don't think my wife be too mad either. I'd be like, baby, this is Ola Ray. For Christ's sake. I mean,
She be mad.
come on,
She be
man.
mad.
Ola, can I get a pass for Ola Ray?
So
I'ma come back.
So you Mr. Ray now? Huh?
I mean, Ola ain't that fine. Maybe change my last name.
No. Me and Catherine was watching My Wife and Kids, and it was the episode where Serena Williams was on there, and they was doing the school play, and he was sticking up for Miss Wiggins.
Yeah.
So she was like, "Oh, so you Mr. Wiggins now?"
I mean, depending on the circumstances. I mean,
Oh man.
but yeah,
Okay.
Sounds of Blackness. Love that
I
album.
love that song.
Could listen to it every day. Be optimistic. Lord will make a way. There's so many songs on there that just, it just takes me to a good place. Man.
Yeah, Sounds of Blackness. I think everybody had that album.
Yeah.
Every black family had that album anyway.
Yeah. What you got, bro?
I'm gonna go where I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna come back. So, Thriller, is that Michael Jackson's best album?
No.
That's a big debate, and I go back and forth, because sometimes I'll pull out Off the Wall and be like, "Yo, this is dope."
I think Off the Wall to me is 1A to Thriller's 1B.
Off the Wall is Michael Jackson's best album.
Yeah.
And it's not even close.
I
can't argue.
I could.
I can't really argue.
I agree with that.
Thriller is great, and it sold a lot of albums.
Thriller's more commercial,
More commercial,
Yeah.
really pop. Off
Yeah.
the Wall is here's Michael Jackson,
Right.
And you're gonna get Raw Mike, you're gonna get dancing, singing, you're gonna get all this,
Off the Wall was promoted more as a R&B,
right?
and Thriller was
That's when he
the king of
introduced
pop.
himself to pop. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which comes to my album, and we're gonna kind of not necessarily a theme, but I guess we all kind of thinking alike this week. My album this week and what I'm on is Purple Rain.
Dope.
Listen, people get into these debates about Michael and Prince, and I tell you all the time. I tell people like you're either a Prince person or you're a Michael Jackson person.
Right.
You think you can be both?
You can appreciate both.
Right.
You can like both.
Right.
You can give one or the other their props.
Yeah.
But you're a bigger fan of one or the other.
Yeah. And I'm leaning to Michael Jackson, but I totally
I feel where you come
agree
from,
with
though.
you saying.
As for me, I'm more of a Prince fan, and I guess because
You're a freak. Prince, deep Prince fans, y'all do some crazy stuff. Y'all into
Hey man, look. Hey, let's not
We
let's
ain't gonna-
not take a turn
we
and
ain't
get
finna
into
go there.
Bakari's freak stories. Let's
back
not.
in my day.
Let's not do that.
Hey, back in
not-
my day.
Stay on topic.
Okay, anyway.
Stay on topic.
No, I think for me when I tell you why I'm a Prince fan, but we'll get into this album. I mean, if this album accompanied the movie Purple Rain,
Right.
the movie's not the best theatrical piece of work ever. It's
Still
not.
a, still a
Cult
fantastic movie.
It's a
man.
cult classic, and there's some funny parts. There's some good acting, but what sets it apart is the performances of the songs.
right.
And the fact that he wrote and arranged every one of them.
and that too is part why you're either a Prince fan or a Michael fan. Michael knows music because he was in the business.
Right.
His dad put him in the business. He knows how to work, and Michael was very smart and savvy. Prince is, okay, you can't get this right on this keyboard riff. Let me show you how I want this done.
Right.
Or
I'll just do it myself.
Or I'll just do it myself. Or this is how I want the guitar to sound. This is how I want the drums to sound.
Right.
This is how I need the vocals to sound.
Yeah.
So, me being somebody who was in the band and listened to a lot of different music coming up, musically I appreciated Prince because I think Prince was a better artist.
Yes.
Michael was the better performer.
Performer, entertainer.
Right.
Entertainer all day.
Oh,
I get
absolutely. I would agree
that.
with
But
that.
when it comes musically and performance-wise, Prince was. Let's Go Crazy, When Doves Cry, The Beautiful Ones, I Would Die
Take
For
Me
You.
With You is my favorite.
Take
Oh,
Me
man.
With You.
Yeah.
My Sleeper's Computer Blue.
Computer Blue, yeah.
Beauty Blue's good.
But Baby I'm a Star, because
Yeah.
it ends the movie.
Can we talk about the real reason why I love that album and the movie?
I know why you love the movie.
Apollonia.
Apple.
I mean, you think about it.
Cleanse yourself.
When did that movie come out?
84.
84.
So I was 8.
Right. And you was waiting on that
He's
river
waiting.
scene.
As a grown man,
I still
how
do.
many years later, I still wait for her to jump in that water. Still to this day.
Cold as hell.
Like I can turn it off now.
I'm good.
Straight.
or when Vanity 6 is doing Nasty Girl.
That's some of the worst dancing choreography, boy.
That song.
They
That's
was
my
terrible.
song though.
But let's keep real though. That trio was awful. boy.
It was like, why?
And Morris was in there like, man,
Yeah,
I
I
done
got me one.
They were
Right.
terrible.
And the thing is, like, why are the other girls even there? Like,
They ain't serving
They
no
not
purpose.
singing.
serving no purpose
Just
at
background.
all.
Mm-mm.
But like,
But
you
they
say,
was in Vanity 6 in real life.
real
though.
life, yeah.
Yeah.
But like you said, Prince. When you think about all the hits that the time had, he wrote all
He
those.
wrote
He
them
wrote all
too.
them. How many times his songs got covered?
Covered.
We was talking about Alicia Keys, just to give people a little backstory. We was talking about Alicia Keys. She covered Prince songs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who hasn't?
TLC covered Prince song. Sinead O'Connor covered a Prince song.
Yeah.
Nothing Compares to You. People think that's Sinead O'Connor's song, but
No,
that's
that's
Prince's
Prince's
song.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chaka Khan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
He wrote a lot of good songs for a lot of people. He
So
did.
you know he. But the thing is about when you deep into Prince, you gotta. Prince can take you some places on some of them albums.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, you're like,
He
huh?
went through it.
I wasn't even thinking about that.
Yeah.
Little red Corvette?
Yeah.
Really? Darling Nikki, you meeting this bitch in the hotel and she masturbating in the lobby
In the lobby.
with a magazine.
Like it was go time.
And she was like, hey, you want to come back up to the room and get it on?
yeah.
Of course. This was some true 80 shit.
Right.
And I guarantee you it happened in real
It,
life.
it happened.
Yeah.
All that shit Charlie Murphy talked about happened.
It was real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was real.
It was real. Yeah.
You seen that picture of Prince in that basketball uniform with the big
Yes.
flowing hair?
Bruh.
Prince is out there hooping on them niggas though.
Prince could play for real.
Prince was playing for real. All 5'2" of them just out there crossing niggas over. Who wants some next?
How about you and your friends play me at the Revolution?
Yeah, man. That was a Purple Rain was a classic, bro.
Yeah,
Classic,
so-
classic.
There's some good albums. So y'all get a chance, man. Y'all check them out. You know, it's 80s heavy, and it's gonna be a little different than what you're probably used to.
Right. It's
But
real singing now.
it's real singing, real music. We're not all of it's music, but it's you know, before a lot of the auto tune and
Drake is not on it.
No features.
No Da Baby.
No.
And who else? The cat that they got to be on everybody record.
Oh man, there's so many of them. I don't even know. But yeah, if you hadn't listened to those in a while, go back and refresh your memories so you can see how, you know, how good they really were. And if you're new to them, you won't be disappointed for sure.
now it's time to get into who you got. And this week we're gonna do something a little different. Normally, we would get into our picks and crown our pick'em king, but because it's kind of been slow in sports, a lot of the games getting canceled due to COVID. We're gonna get into a couple of debates here, and we're gonna get. It's still gonna be who you got. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna have to give us your choice between two athletes.
We have to make a choice.
You have to make a choice.
Whew,
You
okay.
can't. There's no. This person's that and that person's that. You one or the other. Who you got?
I got you.
This is a true who you got. Who you
Word.
taking? Why? Explain it.
I got you. Okay, let's do it.
So in this first segment, well, the first group, who's the better wide receiver? T.O. or Randy Moss?
Y'all always be looking at me to jump in first.
You got
It's a great question. It's a great question.
You got to pick one. Don't come in with this.
I know everybody's probably gonna think why isn't somebody versus Jerry? But I guess we'll give Jerry the crown for the greatest of all time.
Jerry's probably the greatest.
Jerry
gets
got the crown.
Jerry gets crowned greatest of all time. This is probably number 2 all time,
Right.
in my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So for me, if I'm gonna go off
I
of
know where you're going to.
if I'm gonna go off of talent
I know where you're going.
or ability,
Remember, Randy Moss played with Florida State.
I could easily go.
where he's going.
I could easily go to Randy Moss if we're talking about talent and ability.
That's where he's going.
We can. And if I had $1 for every time somebody asked me, "You related to Randy?" when I tell them my last name, I wouldn't be talking to you for one if I was. But anyway, I swear I get it at least once a week. But anyway, I thought about this not long ago, and I saw highlights from when T.O. was in Philly, and he played against the Patriots in the Super Bowl with essentially half a leg, and I was like, he don't get enough credit for doing what he did in that game. He doesn't. I don't think T.O. gets no credit, period, because
No.
they talk so much about T.O. being a distraction to this team and to that team. Randy Moss mooned the fans in Green Bay. Like,
At Lambeau Field.
Randy also told you, I'm gonna play when I get ready. And when he went to the Raiders, he wasn't ready.
Straight cash.
He was like, man, I'm not playing for y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna do what I want to do till y'all get me out of here.
Who's the
Now,
better?
could
who's the better wide receiver?
could he suit up?
Oh, stop. We beat him. Who you got? Who's the better wide receiver?
If I'm picking a team and I'm picking a wide receiver for my team, I'm picking Randy Moss. And that's no slight to T.O.
Okay.
I love T.O. to
Okay.
death. I think T.O. doesn't get the respect he deserves. I think T.O. is in the argument for the greatest of all time. Even with Jerry Rice, he's in that argument.
Yeah.
But if I'm picking my team, I want Randy all day.
Come on, Randy.
Who you got?
T.O. I think T.O. is the better all around receiver. He can run all the route tree. You can put him in the slot. You can put him on X. You can put him at Z. He don't have the blazing speed that Randy Moss had to get deep. And Randy Moss was something else. He was something else. He was something to see. He was the real get your popcorn ready.
Oh yeah.
But T.O., when it's 3rd and 9, and you need that dig route to move the chains, T.O. gonna come down with the ball. Now later on in his career, he had the dropsies. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna count that as age. He probably played a little bit longer than because that Buffalo.
I don't know, man.
Seattle
I
year.
saw
Even highlights in Buffalo, he still was.
Man, I saw T.O. like a couple months ago run a 4.4.
Yeah,
saw that
I
too.
mean, he still
At
can
his
do it,
age.
but I don't know if he can get out there and put them pads on.
Probably not.
T.O. could probably still move the chains, dog. If Scotty Miller can make somebody's squad, T.O. could make somebody's squad.
I'm sure he can move the
He
chains,
might can.
but he only gonna move them maybe once or twice a game.
Yeah,
Cause,
that's about it.
yeah.
But that's I'm going with T.O.
T.O. I thought
There's
about it.
there's
too.
no wrong answer here, dog.
I mean, there is no wrong answer, but I kind of thought about it too. Like Randy Moss, like we all know, was almost on that Florida State team.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Him and Peter Ward would have been something special.
it would have been unfair.
Then you see highlights of Randy Moss just catching lobs from Jason Williams in high school. Like, oh, you play basketball too?
Yes.
So it's probably wasn't too much Randy Moss could not do. Randy Moss athletically was blessed and that gifted. I'm taking T.O. And the reason why I'm going to take T.O. is because, like, all the things you said as far as if whatever you need, T.O.'s going to give you. And T.O.'s work ethic is on par with almost Jerry Rice.
It's second to
Yeah.
none almost.
Second to none.
Yeah.
Somebody who's going to come to practice, come to games, give you their all, and off season is going to take care of their bodies. And as much as we say about T.O., T.O. really, he wasn't really that much of a distraction compared to Randy Moss.
He wasn't at all, in
He
my
wasn't
opinion.
at all. He
but-
just got stigmatized with, I guess him not wanting to do anything else extra outside of football.
right.
Like he even said when he was on the I Am Athlete podcast, he was
Mhm.
like, naturally, I keep to myself.
An
I don't really
introvert.
hang out.
Right,
I'm
yeah.
an introvert. I don't really do nothing. And he had to learn how to.
Be around
T.O. is that personality that he has to show when he's out and about.
Right.
So, and growing up how he grew up, both of them grew up tough,
Right.
real tough. I think T.O. had a little harder because his grandma man let them do shit.
He
Yeah.
did. And what was so crazy about T.O.'s upbringing was that his daddy lived across
Across
the
the
street
streets.
Didn't even know
and
it.
didn't even know it. His daddy knew it,
Right.
But
but he didn't know it. That's got to still be messing with him to this day.
No,
so
to overcome all of that he had to overcome, and still get taken like what in the fourth round. He wasn't a high
No,
draft pick at all.
no.
He wasn't even recruited highly.
no,
I think he said
he
Chattanooga.
went to UT Chattanooga.
Chattanooga was the only
Chattanooga.
one that kind of gave him a scholarship.
Yeah,
Right.
And then he was a late bloomer there.
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember when he came to camp that year because he was wearing number 17 in training camp,
Mhm.
running down on kickoffs and then I remember he got a couple throws in. You know how it is back in the days of the late preseason game. You'd be
Yeah.
like, who was this dude? And he just started shining, and he actually took over the job to push Jerry Rice out of town in
Yeah.
San Francisco.
He
did.
took J.J. Stokes' job.
Oh yeah,
J.J. Stokes.
That wasn't that hard.
Get your
though.
That
ass
wasn't
When he caught that pass was in overtime.
Yes.
Yeah, that's when he emerged.
That's when
in my
it
opinion.
was.
Yeah.
So T.O. Randy Moss. Okay.
Like
I
I
mean,
said,
there's really
no wrong answer. No wrong answer.
So I'm gonna give y'all a choice. Which one y'all want to go, athlete, or y'all want to go team? Which one y'all want to do right now?
Team, we're gonna say that last because that's
Teams.
gonna be
That's gonna be okay. All right.
hard.
So who we
So
got next?
who we got next? Remember, you got to choose. Who is the better athlete, or was Bo Jackson or Deion Sanders?
That's easy for me.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll go first on this. So, I don't even know why he going.
I don't even go on this.
He don't even know why.
Y'all gonna be shocked. Y'all don't know who I'm gonna pick.
Okay. All right. We might be.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
And now I'm a diehard Florida State Seminole through and through. So I'm gonna have to go with Bo. Bo Jackson. Now both of them played professional baseball and football. But Bo Jackson was an all-star Major League Baseball player.
Big difference.
Big difference. And his professional football career got cut short. But he was a Pro Bowler during the 2-3 years?
Yeah.
So
I thought he played like 5.
was it 5? I know it was short. It just
Something like
seemed
that.
short,
It was
yeah.
like
It seemed
5
short because
years.
he only played half a season.
Yeah,
Anyway.
he was just yeah. Now what Deion did was amazing. He played 2 at the same time. Some of it was publicity stunt, whatever.
But he pulled it off.
But he pulled it off. Bo ran track. Both of them ran track. I mean, they
Yeah.
got comparison. I don't think Bo played basketball that I know of. I know Dion played basketball.
Being an athlete like that, he probably did. He
He
probably
probably
played
did.
that all up until he got like to high school, and the coach was like, "Look, you can't be playing football. Then you go to basketball.
Right.
Then you go to baseball, and you got to do track and
Track.
baseball at the same time.
Same time.
You can't do all
But
that."
Nike created a shoe division for him, the cross trainer, which still now is still one of their main.
They're still selling his shoes.
Still selling his shoes. So I got Bo Jackson, but I still love you, Dion, Florida State. But I got to go with Bo.
You gonna go next since y'all know who I'm gonna pick?
I mean, you probably gonna go Bo Jackson, but you know. It's we say there's no wrong answer, but I gotta man, this is one of those tough ones for me because I like both of them. Play Bo Jackson with Tecmo Bowl, run bitches over, unstoppable.
Greatest running back on a video game ever.
Play with Dion on Madden, shut down a whole half of the field.
Yep.
He's out there stealing bases for the Yankees and the Braves.
The Reds, the Giants.
The Reds, the Giants.
So who you got, man?
But then you hear stories about Bo Jackson throwing rocks, killing squirrels and shit, I guess. I don't know, man.
A boar. He allegedly killed with a
Kill a
rock.
boar with a rock.
You know what a boar's skin is like? And you tell me that rock. But anyway,
I want them tall tails.
it was real tall.
John Henry.
Yeah.
I'm
You stalling is what you're doing. Who
I
you
am.
got?
Was it tough? I'm gonna go with Bo, man. I'm gonna go with Bo Jackson.
Okay.
Because you say cornerback is the toughest position on the field. Which
Hands
it is.
down.
You do a lot of running. You got a lot of
Hands down.
change of direction.
What makes it the toughest is that my job is to stay with a man who knows where he's going, and I don't have a clue where he's
Right.
going. But my job is to stay with him.
Right.
Toughest job in football.
Bo Jackson, because of the position he played and the pounding he took, and was still able to do it at a high level. And you think about somebody who played running back from
This in the 80s, too.
in the
when they
80s. You
get
think of
hit.
somebody who played running back from when they were a kid up until the highest level you can play. And Bo did it exceptionally well. Somebody who played baseball exceptionally well. Dion was good in baseball, but like you said, Bo was an all-star, all-pro on both. So I got to give the edge to Bo on this one. Dion was great. Dion talked a lot of shit.
Still do.
Still do. Bo Jackson told the Buck. What he told the Bucks? He said, "Don't even."
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't send a plane for him or something. He's like, "Don't draft me because they ain't sending no plane or nothing like that."
No, what happened was they did send a plane for him. The plane brought him down here to visit the Bucks. He asked Culverhouse and the ownership, "Did y'all clear it with the NCAA
Right.
before y'all put me on this private
Right,
jet?"
right.
And they didn't.
They didn't. It messed up.
And
his
He
made
lied
it-
to him and said
It
he
made him
was
ineligible for the rest of the baseball season. So
He told him he'll never play for him.
Right.
yeah,
Dion's told somebody in the draft. I don't think. What he said? You ain't got enough money or something.
He told Detroit.
he told Detroit that
You got to
ain't
put
got
me on
enough money.
layaway.
Yeah.
Put me on layaway. You got to be out enough nerve to tell a bitch. You got to put me in. Look, you don't draft me. You got to put me on layaway. You ain't got enough money.
All right, so let me get in and make my choice here. Okay, so a little bit of a backstory. I am a retired defensive back. Okay, going all through high school.
Fort Myers finest.
Every Friday in high school, me and the other DBs at Jefferson High School, shout out to Jefferson High School, J-Boys, the Dragons, we would sit and we would watch Deion Sanders highlights before the game
Prime time.
to get us
Florida
hyped.
State or Falcons?
Falcons.
Okay.
Just Falcons highlights. Because I think this was, I graduated in 94, so he hadn't left to go to San Francisco yet. We were still watching Atlanta highlights.
He wasn't married when he was in Atlanta, was he?
I think he
I think he
may have
was.
got
I think he
married.
was.
Not
He got
at the
married while he
beginning,
was
but
there.
Yeah.
So he ran through. Anyway.
But that was the beginning
Well,
of
that's
the
why
end
he
of
always
that.
said, I love Atlanta.
I love that.
Oh, yeah. So watching Deion in the NFL, in college, play baseball, play football, run track, do everything that he did. Watched him in a celebrity dunk contest once. So he played basketball too. Always been a Deion fan. Always. Prior to me being a Deion fan, I was mesmerized by Bo Jackson as a running back. Didn't watch a whole lot of baseball at that time, but I was aware of what he was able to do on the baseball field. But watching him play football was it for me. Like, I felt like if Bo Jackson would have played football full time, he would have. I think he could have got 2,000 yards at least twice in his career, at least. You talk about one of the saddest sports moments of your life. When Bo Jackson got hurt, I was devastated. Saddest sports moment of my life, next to Mike getting dropped by Buster Douglas. The two saddest moments of my life. So I said it was easy for me because I picked Bo. And for the same reason that you mentioned, Bo was an all-star baseball player who led off an all-star game with a home run. So he wasn't just there because of who he was.
Right.
He earned his way there.
Yes.
He was also a Pro Bowler in football, and it just so happens that he only played half the time. And if you can make Marcus Allen move to fullback, as much as Al Davis loved Marcus Allen, Al Davis said, "Man, you're gonna have to play some fullback."
I mean, Marcus Allen won the Heisman, didn't he?
Yes.
And he was a great. Is he in the Hall of Fame?
Yes. He's one of the all-time greats. But you got to go to fullback because Bo is here.
Damn, I ain't think about.
So I got to take Bo. I can't not take Bo.
Well, Bo played 8 games?
I believe so.
He had 1,000 yards
Every year.
and the things that he did.
I watched the Cincinnati game when Bo they were on their own 8-yard line. They just ran. We was gonna go sweep left to Bo, and it looked like every Cincinnati Bengal had the angle on Bo, and he left every one of them down that sideline, and they didn't touch him. I'm like, this dude is unreal. And then we all played Tecmo Bowl.
Right.
Yeah.
It was unfair to get
the Raiders.
You can't play with the Raiders because nobody can tackle Bo.
Yeah,
No.
nobody can.
There's no. Why are we playing this game?
I'm gonna just stop real quick and let your man hit my feet and fly off.
I'm gonna keep pushing A and watch you bounce off of me. I gotta go with Bo, man. That's the easy one for me. As much as I love Deion, I gotta go Bo.
That's a shocker.
Clean sweep for Bo. Okay, all right, Mr. Florida State.
I told you I was gonna be surprised.
You gonna go outside and cry?
Probably. On the way home, one lonely Deion tear.
All right,
All right. Is this the big one, bro?
We're gonna pause it right here.
We got one more, right?
Yeah, we got one more.
Okay.
Claude, mic up, man.
Why you want me to mic? And 3, 2, 1.
All right, for the final one, fellas, y'all ready? For this one, we're gonna bring in we gotta bring Claude in on the discussion here.
What you got?
So, Claude is one of the SVM founders. He runs the shit. He's the co-captain,
Producer of the show.
One of
Helps
the
run the ship.
Better half.
Better half.
I mean, he's not no.
He ain't no Mike.
He ain't no Mike on nobody.
I'm not as big a piece of the pie. Anyway.
So what we got, and the reason why we brought you in on this one, cause it's a Florida State. It's a Florida State. You got to make a choice.
Okay.
As a Florida State alumni, sitting amongst 3 other Florida State fans, enthusiasts, you got to make a choice, and we'll save you. We'll let you go last, Claude.
Okay.
Which Florida State team was the better team? The 1999 team that went wire to wire, or the 2013 team with Jameis and was blowing everybody out every week, every game?
This is like asking you to pick who's your favorite child.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Because
saying?
you got 3 of them. The oldest set the foundation, 1993.
Yeah.
The middle child said, "I can do better than the oldest did.
Damn sure did.
I'm the shit. We're gonna beat everybody on the schedule, and we're gonna keep this number 1 ranking all year round.
Wire to wire.
Wire to wire." Then the last child, the youngest, nobody really was expecting him to do anything. But then when he got out there, it's like, oh, you really kicking ass and taking names.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
you really might be better than your other 2 brothers.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
That's why it's tough.
It is, man. I think about that 99 team, man. I'm a little bit biased, just a little bit. And that's even with my love of Jameis. I'm a little bit biased in the 99 team because I had the privilege, I guess some people might not say it's a privilege, but to play against Peter Warwick in high school for 2 years. So I lean towards that team a little bit just because, knowing Pete. But man, that the whooping that 13 team put on Clemson, whew, it was a thing of beauty, bro. Like it was, oh man, it was a
Mwah.
great day. Yeah, chef kiss for
And
sure.
then-
If we gonna do it,
Right.
we gonna do it big, y'all.
Big. And then it was in Death Valley.
Yeah, that's what made it so good. But but again, that 99 team, they did go. Even though you say they were the number one team coming into the season, so nobody expects anybody to go wire to wire.
Wire.
At
I
that
don't
time,
think-
time, nobody did. I think Alabama's the only other team that's done it
Okay.
since. But nobody expects a team to go wire to wire number one. It never happened before, obviously. So, I mean, the expectations were there, but like you said, not to go wire to wire number one and go undefeated. And they did beat Michael Vick in the championship game. Like, man, to me, that's huge. And we could talk about the talent on the team all day long. We can. I mean, and it does stack up. You can argue how well does it stack up against that 13 team, because they put every starting position in the NFL at one point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Every player on offense and on defense had a drink or two in the NFL at one point in time from that 13 team. So yeah, it's hard, man. This is a tough pick, bro.
Make your choice. man.
Like, I love both my sons. Like, I can't just pick one. You know what I'm saying? But
Which one is your favorite?
if I had to pick one, because I have to, shit. If I had to pick one, I'm gonna take the 99 team.
Ooh. 99. Okay.
Just because I give Peter Warwick the edge, because I think even between those two teams, he's still the best player on the field.
Yeah. He didn't get that Heisman because of some.
Because Dillard's had their cameras turned on.
Right.
Cut the cameras off, man. It wasn't even necessary.
Dillard's had a camera on.
That's what it
And they're
was.
buying some Tommies. Him and Lavernius Cole.
That's
man.
all, man.
Slow, what you got, man? What you taking on this one?
It's one of them. I'm right there with you. See.
Yeah.
I had to pull up because the 13 team is fresh in my mind because the struggles that Florida State is going through now, we always revert back to the 13 team.
Right.
The 13 team did this in 13. So I just pulled up the schedule, and then I had to, so I could go mentally back to that season.
99 or 20?
99.
Okay.
99. We didn't dominate people like we did in 13, but we told some ass now.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the results, and it hit me. We played Florida without Winky.
Yes.
We played with Rooster,
Yes.
Marcus Housen,
And still beat them.
and we won
What was Florida ranked there?
3. We beat them. I don't know if what's the kid that
Who was Jameis's backup?
because he won. He won a ring with Alabama.
Coker.
Oh, yeah.
Coker.
Coker.
Coker could when I don't think Coker. Well,
You think,
Then
could Coker
again-
beat, like, how, I don't remember
Coker
how
couldn't beat the
good.
Gators.
Yeah, I don't think so.
A number 3 ranked Florida Gators?
Yes.
Back then?
I don't think so.
At Gainesville, because we beat them at Gainesville that year.
I don't think so.
And like you said, Michael Vick was a man amongst boys.
Yeah. If it wasn't for Pete, he
In
was the best player
1999.
on the field.
I went back and looked back. There was Michael Vick's 30 for 30, and they talked about that game, and I kind of forgot how much he scared the hell out of us that game.
He got off. He got off, especially that first half.
Yeah.
He got off.
Until Peter Warwick said, enough is enough.
I got this.
Game's over.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with 99.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with 99 just because of the Rooster game.
Going 99 just because of Marcus Allison.
To beat number 3 Florida
Okay.
In Gainesville.
in Gainesville.
So 99. I love all my children, but I'm going with 2013. And
I'm not mad at you.
I'm
No, can't be.
41-13, 62-7, 54-6. A back and forth 48-34 with Boston College in Boston College.
It was the greatest, in my opinion, the greatest offense in college football history.
And defense.
63-0. 51-14 at Clemson, 49-17. A number 7 ranked Miami, 41-14.
Who we beat 63-0?
Maryland.
Lord have mercy.
Still good old days, boy.
Wake Forest 59-3. Syracuse 59-3. Idaho 80-14. Florida 37-7. Duke in the championship game 45. Duke 45.
Remember, yeah,
they were number
they made
20.
They made the
45 to
forgot
7.
about that.
ACC championship.
And then you beat an undefeated SEC darling in Auburn 34-31, which
Comeback too.
comeback and probably one of the greatest touchdown passes I've seen and catches.
Drive.
The drive alone. Yeah, the drive.
That
yeah.
kick return, Kermit took to the house. When
Yeah.
Kermit took that one to the house,
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
All
Because
right,
I was
we
terrified.
remember we were together
we
watching.
were together.
that
I was
game.
watching
Yeah.
that.
I was so
got pictures.
terrified.
Terrified. But Kermit took that thing to the house. I was like,
Yeah.
we got this.
It was a hell of a moment. It was, but I didn't have. I feel like another way that I can kind of separate them is Michael Vick would have destroyed that Auburn team.
Yeah.
So I feel like the who they beat to win it all is another barometer for me because I didn't have all that much faith in that Auburn team. You know, they were a good team, a great, solid team.
Oh, that was an undefeated team out of the SEC.
Yeah,
And they got there from
but
kick
I
six.
still feel like that Virginia Tech team was a better team than that Auburn team was.
Virginia Tech in the Big East versus Auburn team in the SEC.
Bruh,
But it was a fluke how they got there, though.
But
That
Virginia
kick
Tech
six.
had just the same amount of speed, talent
I know.
that Auburn had,
I know.
and with Michael Vick as the quarterback, I don't think Auburn would have beat that team.
Carl, what
I mean, that's just hypothetically.
Carl,
you know.
who you got here, Carl?
So I'm just gonna put a little perspective here. So we got 3 kids, even though I know we're comparing 2. So the first one I was 8, the second one 14, and 28 in 2013. So so I don't remember 93. I remember 99, but 2013 I can tell you where I was, what I was doing. And when that last touchdown came in, I had my jacket. It was chilly out. I had my jacket on. I was about to I gotta go to work the next day. You know, I had my jacket on.
was
I was
one of
walking
those
out the
days.
bar. I was getting ready to go. It was a wrap. I was done. I hear my boy grabs me literally from behind. He's like, "You can turn around right now. Turn around." I'm watching this ball sail all the way down, and I'm thinking he didn't catch that. Catches it. What was left in the game? 30 seconds? A minute?
It was
Like,
13 seconds.
13 seconds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, at the end of Independence Day, the son of a bitches did it. And if you remember correctly, that was the start of because we didn't just go undefeated that season, if I'm not correct. We went undefeated the next
14,
season
14,
too, all the way
14,
to the
yeah.
championship, and that was
Yeah.
the last BCS game too.
Right.
Yeah, championship.
Right.
So to me, that whole experience, because we started off the season at what, number 17? Like we
think
were
so,
starting
yeah.
like
that.
We were
Yeah.
high,
Like that.
high, like
It was
way
outside
back.
of 10.
And then it literally went to 10, to 6, to 3. So you know what I'm saying?
you
And
started rolling.
that just that clawing to get to that experience alone was just something as a FSU fan and alumni. That was great.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say I was biased because I actually remember it because at 14 I don't really remember. I don't remember the 99 one that much.
Right.
And the 99 had a lot of heroes as well. But like you said, everybody on that team, they went on to do something great. You know,
They did, man. And again, there's no wrong answer. Like,
there isn't no.
there's no
13
wrong
though.
answer.
Yeah.
2013 team makes me cry. because
Because you see how far we fell.
yes,
Yeah.
In
such a
7
short
in
amount of
years.
7
time.
years, it's
Well, actually, in 6 years, like I said, in 2014, we
Right.
made it to
Yeah.
the playoffs.
No, because we know how everything is cyclical, especially in the state of Florida.
right.
Like, this is Florida State's turn to be down. Florida had
apparently Miami's too.
Yeah.
they winning more games than us. So
Right.
They
right.
are, they
right.
are.
Right.
I
But
mean,
they
They're
still
better
ain't made
shape
it to
than
the
us.
top yet.
You're right. You're right. But where we're at right now, as in comparison to when Florida was down, when Miami was down after they won that championship with Coke, and everybody tell you that was Butch's boys. Like it's, and then you go back and you read the story or the article that ESPN put out maybe a couple weeks ago, and you see how Florida State got to that, and they didn't really have to get there.
Right.
They didn't really have to get there. As much as we shit on Jimbo was correct about one thing. And then even when Taggart came in, Taggart was correct about one thing. Like, look, y'all got to upgrade these facilities. You're not going to be able to keep up.
Yeah, yeah.
You want to keep up with Clemson, you want to keep up with Alabama, you want to keep up with Ohio State. You got to upgrade all this shit.
And I've taken a tour of the facilities by way of Florida State baseball when my son was invited up there, and yeah, it's nice.
It's nice,
but
it ain't Clemson.
you can't compare it to LSU and to Clemson and to Alabama.
And all that.
You can't compare it to those schools, man, because it's just they spend crazy money on their facilities, like crazy money. And the Gators are about to do the same thing. They're upgrading everything there too,
Yeah.
so we're gonna be behind them.
And that's why you see like what he did in what Jimbo did with that team starting in 2010. He took over full time in 2010, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
So he took over and he kind of started building those blocks from the end of Bobby's years of him floundering and really put that team together. For me, that's the most complete Florida State team that I've seen.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
I can't argue with that.
Offensive and defensively, because I was like, oh, who is Jameis? And you telling us the whole time we watching that Pitt game, this boy
I
gonna
was
be
like,
all
watch, he gonna be all
right.
right.
He gonna be all right. And then I'm sitting there watching week by week, like he's in here putting up,
Yeah,
he's
right.
dropping dimes.
Because
on
I had been
everybody.
watching him since high school, and watching him in the All-Star games, the All-American games. So I'm like, man, this jit gonna be all right.
Right.
Give him some time, and he gonna put it together. And he still even shocked me in the Pitt game with what he did.
What he did on that
25 for 27 on his debut
on prime time.
On prime time for him to do that. And what's so crazy is him and Bo Jackson from the same little bitty small town
Right.
of Bessemer, Alabama.
Right.
How crazy is that? That they got two Heisman winners from a town that's probably got a population of 2,000 people.
Not even that. I've been to Bessemer. It's not even that. It's on the outskirts of Birmingham.
Yeah.
And it's like it's almost like Brandon to Tampa type
Oh,
thing.
okay.
And,
So nothing.
And Brandon's got more people.
So that's why I say it's no wrong answer, man.
No.
Like that 2013 team is a team that will go down. Like I said, in my opinion, even though supposedly LSU broke their scoring record last year, but they had played one extra game.
Right.
So that to me was the greatest offense in college football history that Jameis
And,
was in charge
defense,
of. The defense was just unbelievable
I'm just looking
too.
at these
All 11 got to the NFL.
So outside this Boston College game, they never gave up more than 17 points.
17 points. It's just that when you lined up, like yesterday, I watched Alabama play Arkansas, and before it kicked off, I said Alabama's going to score 50. That's how it used to be for us.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's not. We know we're going to beat you.
How
bad?
much? How bad is it
we're
going to
beat
be?
you?
Yeah.
When we step on the field, you already got an L.
Oh yeah.
Now
It was the same. It was the same thing in '99.
Same thing in
Like
99.
they were
99, yeah.
terrified to play, to have Pete on one side, Winky back behind the center. They were terrified to play that team.
Terrified. And Bobby Bowden didn't run from nobody.
No.
He would say, I remember, and this is going way back when we went up to the big house in Michigan, played against Desmond Howard.
Mhm.
We had no business taking that game.
None.
But we went up there and we whooped that ass.
I know.
And Michigan signed the check before we left, said, yeah, we not coming back.
T-Buck showed his ass that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, it's just the tradition, and it just hurts now
It's tough.
That we gotta watch the Duke game.
I almost
for
wore. I
4
almost wore my Florida State jersey from that I had on that day, that championship game we watched at my house. I almost wore it today, just to kind of feel good and maybe bring back some of the nostalgia of when we were the true. But I will whip that jersey back out again one day.
I do have
I have faith.
I got a question for Claudio, man. How are you in the bar watching a game that's going down to the wire and you walking off and leaving? You got to get snatched.
He must have to go home or something. Like he was already there too late or something.
13 seconds left in the game. I thought it was done.
Hey man,
They driving.
you got to stick that out, bro.
I get it.
They're like on the 10-yard line. You just gonna leave?
You got to stick that out.
And we were making we were rallying to it at the time, if you remember, and it's just
We were driving down the field.
That disappointment hit me, and I was just like,
Oh, man.
We finna lose.
That's when it hit me. I had that moment.
Me and this cat were together during that game, and we was on the edge of the couch, both of us.
I ended up staying.
It was a minute. It was
It's like
minutes
a minute,
and change.
minute like
20
12,
something,
minute
something like that.
13 on
when,
I was like, we gonna
Rashad
win.
Green caught that slant.
I was like, we gonna
Which
win.
I thought he was gonna house it then.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, it was a slow stroll.
Yeah.
I didn't run out the bar. I took a slow stroll. I had the keys in my hand.
We lost. Go ahead and go home.
Yeah. Good times.
Good times.
Good times.
Maybe one day
Yeah.
when we're not too old, we'll see it
Look,
again.
man, I just want them to be better by 2022 when they play LSU in New Orleans. That's all I want.
Oh, man.
Oof.
It's my favorite city in the country too, man.
We going to that
We're
game.
going. I cannot
We going to the
wait.
game. They gotta, just be competitive.
Please. Because I'm gonna tell you something about folks in New Orleans. They are some of the shit talkingest people. I went to a Bucks game against the Saints. And I will never go again because we was there with Bucks gear on. They talked shit to us for 2 quarters until we decided we were getting whooped anyway. We were like, okay, we finna leave because I can't take this no more. I had to take my Bucks t-shirt and my hat off because as we walked Canal Street, we got shit talked to us every time. Every time somebody passed us. So I can only imagine if we go there, Florida State down like we plan to, and we lose to LSU.
Country. Yeah.
We may have to disrobe again.
And, good. And if we are any type of decent team, it's gonna be a night game in Death Valley.
Oh man, and them folks gonna be so drunk out there, and I hope I'm one of them. Anyway,
All right. Well, that's it. That's gonna do us for who you got.
all right, folks. Finally, we get into our final segment as we do each week, and it's Who's That Lady? This week, I'm gonna show some love to the Olympians out there, and I'm gonna bring up my crush as a young teenager,
She's pretty good looking.
Dominique Dawes. Dominique Margot Dawes was born.
Margot.
She was born on November 20th, 1976, in Silver Spring, Maryland. She is a retired American artistic gymnast, known as the gymnastics community as Awesome Dawson. She is a 10-year member of the U.S. national team, and in 1994, she was the U.S. all-around senior national champion. She won 3 gold medals. She was a 3-time Olympian. She did win a gold medal in Atlanta in '96, but she has won bronze and 2 others. She was the first black woman or first gymnast to compete in 3 different Olympics, and she was on our '96 Summer Olympic team, like I said, in Atlanta, known as the Magnificent Seven. She's also noted as being the first African American woman to win an individual Olympic medal in gymnastics and the first black person of any nationality or gender to win an Olympic gold medal in the Olympics, period. She's paved the way. We talk a lot about Simone Biles now as arguably being one of the greatest female athletes of all times. It would not be a Simone Biles without Dominique Dawes. So we want to show Dominique some love and give her flowers while she's still here. I believe she's working on, I think President Obama put her on the President's Council for nutrition and well-being for athletes throughout the country. So salute to her for that. Like I said, we love you, Dominique. Get your flowers before you get out of here.
All right now.
Well, that's it, fellas. Gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. So next time, probably be after the holidays, we'll get back together and wrap things up for the year, hopefully.
Pick'em King will be back with a Pick'em extravaganza. Since we're gonna have a bunch of bowl games and NFL kind of wrapping up and getting close to playoff time. So
And we'll say goodbye to this shitty 2020
yeah.
and hope for blessings and a better 2021.
Y'all taking the vaccine? Oh, that's another.
No, yeah.
We'll talk about that maybe. I don't know. All right, y'all.
Peace.
We'll holler at y'all.
Peace.